Good morning, everyone. It is my final consecutive streaming day of the week, and it's an interesting show. Today, we're going to finally do the Steam year in review now that it's working again, and check out what games I played in the second half of the year on my gaming PC. It'll be a pretty cool recap. Plus, we've got a very interesting follow-up to a story that I covered at the beginning of the week regarding scammers and how they tried to get me. Lastly, Party City is going out of business. All this and more on today's week-ending episode of the Level 1 Podcast.
Get ready for some meaningful content, because the king is back, the king of the live stream, the king is back. Woo!
Alrighty, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the show. It is Friday, the last streaming day of the week for me. I hope that you've had a good week here with me, and thanks for tuning in this morning. It is the 20th of December, 2024, and the final push and countdown for the end of the year, and of course, Christmas is in full swing. The final weekend before the big holiday, everyone's going crazy, hustling and bustling, running around trying to get ready for this special event. Me too. You know, me, I am doing some last minute things, running around with my setup, with other stuff. Still every day having some issues. I swear I keep trying to like upgrade and or fix things, and then I run into another issue. Notably today, my laptop is on Windows 11. That is right. My laptop here is about 3 years old. I got it around the middle of 2021. It was a very generous donation by a viewer, and it was a Windows 10 laptop. Now, since I've been upgrading all of my other stuff recently, I said, well, I might as well get the laptop also up to snuff rather than having it, run on old tech or whatever. And so I did. Last night, I ran the big update where I'm trying to get this chat to work, because again, I'm having all these issues. Here it is, timestamps. Okay. So last night I started the big update. I was trying to figure out how can I get the laptop to upgrade to Windows 11. And it was a big ordeal actually, because I remember it was a few months ago. A few months back, Windows Update on this laptop had prompted me to upgrade to Windows 11 for free. It was like, oh, your laptop is fully eligible. You can get it for free. You should just do it. Now, admittedly, back then, I was a little nervous about it. I didn't really understand the difference between Windows versions because, I was basically kind of a newbie to all of it. It's not like what I've just been going through in the last couple of months with new PCs, new setups, and everything, right? Even at that time, I remember asking the viewers, should I do this Windows 11 update? And a lot of people are like, no, we don't like Windows 11. You totally shouldn't do the Windows 11 update. You're going to regret it if you do. And I was like, oh, seriously? Well, then maybe I'll hold off on it, right? Like maybe I shouldn't do it. So I did. I actually held off on doing it. And then last night, since I now have two Windows 11 PCs, I'm working with Windows 11, I'm used to it. I said, let's go ahead and do it. Let's do the upgrade because it's free. Plus, by the way, for those who don't know, apparently Windows 10 will no longer be supported as of fall of next year. Much how like Windows 8 also hasn't been supported for a while. Very soon Windows 10 will be obsolete. So basically, I said, let's do it. So I tried to set it up. Now, the way you're supposed to do it, supposedly, if you listen to Microsoft, you're just supposed to do it through Windows Update. But I went into Windows Update to do it, and it says, you're eligible for it. Okay, click here. Click on it, and it basically says, Windows Update will check to see if you're eligible for it and if you can do it, but, do it through Windows Update. Okay, so I go back to Windows Update. There's nothing there to upgrade to Windows 11. Literally nothing. It just says you're eligible, you can upgrade, but nowhere does it say click here to upgrade. So I just want you to think about this. A bunch of nerds sat down and came with this elaborate system by which if you have a Windows 10 PC, Windows Update will prompt you to upgrade to Windows 11. And if you don't immediately upgrade to Windows 11, that PC will then continuously tell you you're eligible for it, but will delete the area you click to actually upgrade to Windows 11. Yes, I wish this was an exaggeration. Book smart versus street smart. The people who program the stuff versus the people who actually have to use it. It's ridiculous. They actually removed the button to install Windows 11 if you deny it once, and it never comes back. So I ended up having to find it online. What you have to do is manually download this like upgrade assistant program from Microsoft, and then that will do it for you instead of Windows Update. So that's how I did it. It actually took a while. It actually took about an hour, I would say, to go through the entire thing. It's weird because it was upgrading and it got to like 80% within like 5 minutes. I'm like, oh, this is going to be a quick upgrade. I'm shocked that the whole OS could be upgraded this fast. And then it went from like 80 to 81 and it took like 10 minutes. Then 82 took like 10 minutes. I was like, oh, it's one of those. A progress bar that fills up almost instantaneously and then takes like an hour for the final 10%. So, and I haven't seen one of those in a long time, by the way. So that's pretty funny that they're going back to the old tech. That used to happen all the time back in the day with old PCs. So anyway, I finally did get it upgraded, which is great. And so now I am on Windows 11 on all three of my PCs. So far, I'll be honest, I think Windows 10 and Windows 11 are incredibly similar. I really don't see that much of a difference. The menus have been shifted around. That's really like the major difference. Everything else seems to work pretty much the same. So no big deals, all right? But it did take some time to do. But now, like, everything is updated, right? Like, everything is on the newest tech, the newest everything. So I'm in line for the future. I have future-proofed because, you know, from what people have said, with the hardware that I have in these PCs now, like, the laptop won't be outdated. The laptop I only use to monitor chat. So even though it's 3.5 years old, I don't really need anything like that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need anything new when it comes to the laptop. I'm just going, I have 2 chat rooms. I have the queue to show contributions on YouTube, and I have my email open to see when tips come in. That's literally all I need it for. I don't use it for anything else. So in that regard, you know, no big deal. But outside of that, these PCs supposedly should be good for a while. People are telling me that the gaming PC will probably last me 3-4 years minimum. You know, I was thinking about, you know, how often do you think I should upgrade components? Should I upgrade components or do you wait and buy a whole new one? Obviously, a lot of people are going to say, no, just upgrade the components, right? Like maybe if 2-3 years is a new graphics card and it works with this motherboard, just buy the new graphics card and install it and do it that way. You know, you don't want to have to buy a whole new PC. You know, another concern, which really isn't a concern, but it's something to think about, the RGBs. Like, I know that they're just fancy lights, but how long do they last? Do they burn out? What about the water cooling? Because both of these have liquid cooling, not water cooling, but like a liquid cooling system. How long do those last? And do those need maintenance or will they have to be replaced? Because I don't know how to do that. And I don't know if I want to do that. You know what I mean? I don't really want to mess with it. I wonder. So this is stuff that I'm probably going to have to look into over time with this new setup. I don't know. You know, does the liquid cooling wear out and you have to replace fluid or something? Yeah, I have no idea. I'm literally a complete newcomer to all of this. So it's going to be learning together. You know, I'm sure we'll be working together to figure all this out over time. So, Our True World says you won't need to upgrade your CPU, but just the GPU. That's what I figured. I mean, to be honest, pretty much everything I'm doing is through the GPUs. Like the CPU right now, my CPU on my desktop over here, my capture and streaming desktop, is using 1.8%. All the processes I'm doing go through the GPU, every single one. So probably it's going to be a GPU upgrade every few years, notable or likely. Staple says you have to flush and replace the fluid every 1 to 2 years. Yeah, how am I supposed to do that? I bought the PCs. They came with absolutely no instructions whatsoever on how to do that. I don't know what fluid I need. I don't know how to do it. I don't even know what ones I have because it doesn't say. Like when I got these computers, it never came with, oh, hey, here's your fluid system. Here's the model you have so you know how to do it. I got none of that. No, it came with nothing. Like literally these PCs come with no documentation anymore. Super Bonchan says AIO liquid coolers do not require maintenance and are not designed to be user serviceable. Well, that's great, but then, I mean, naturally, any liquid, right? Any liquid will evaporate over time. It doesn't even matter what it is. It's going to become a chemical in air, in the air. It's not going to just be a liquid forever. So you think that it's going to run out, right? I don't know. Typical dust maintenance, like cleaning the heat sink. Well, in regards to that, we've already talked about it. Some people have linked me to some cleaning devices. Like you can actually get reusable air blowers that are, power. You plug them in, you blast out everything to clean. That I think won't be an issue, especially these PCs are so different from my old ones. They so easily come apart. This PC over here, the whole side just comes right off. The entire thing's open. You could just blast every single fan easily. It's accessible and everything. This one over here, even more so, because the front is magnetic and the panels just come off without even having to, like, unscrew anything. It's actually that good. So I think that these PCs will be very different than my previous PC experiences. When it comes to this kind of stuff. I don't think it's going to be any kind of a problem. It's just going to be a learning curve of how to do it, right? Also, both of these PCs have so many filters on them. Like, every side has this crazy mesh filter with an air filter in it for dust and stuff. So I figure if I just clean that off every once in a while, like wipe it off, use an air blower, that it pretty much should be easy maintenance. So, but anyway, I'm sure I'll tackle it over time. This one, the gaming PC now I've had since early August. So I've had it, 4 months? 4.5 months? There's no dust buildup on it. Like, I've been checking to look, do I need to wipe it or whatever? There's no dust buildup on it at all. So I don't know if they're just made so well now that they barely have any buildup. But I check, there's filters on the bottom, on the sides. There's no dust on it at all to clean. So, when it'll be bad? Allergy season. The spring. When we hit the spring, that's when it's going to get crazy bad, like always. There's so much pollen and stuff in the air. And then when I have the air conditioners on in here as well, that might kick up some stuff. So I guess we'll have to see. But yeah, likely, it's going to need some cleaning. So anyway. All right. So, folks, sorry for a little bit of a late start today. Tech stuff going on. I'm still trying to perfect the setup. Basically, I'm like this close to having everything finished. Seriously, like I'm this close because every day I'm like doing something different. I'm trying to learn some video editing. I'm trying to upgrade my OS. I'm trying to tweak this or tweak that. Today I had an issue with a piece of tech. It wasn't working right. I was like, well, I'm not going to sit here for hours on end trying to get this stupid thing to work. Let's just get the show started. But I'm almost there. Really, I swear. I'm almost there. We're going to get there. Today will be a fun gaming day. We've got Stalker 2 returning on the main stream here for about 2.5 to 3 hours of gameplay. And then we've got tonight Indiana Jones continuing, where we're going to finish up the Vatican and move to the next area of the game. So we'll see where we end up, because I actually don't know anything about where we end up. You got to be kidding me. What is this? What? No. This has got to be a joke. What the hell am I looking at? I kid you not. I wish this was a joke. My laptop just prompted me, excuse me. I need to put in 2 cumulative updates for Windows. I just upgraded it last night. So you're telling me when you upgrade from Windows 10 to 11, it's not smart enough to say, also include all updates. It's telling me I need to restart my laptop. So I'm going to have to schedule it to restart tomorrow when I'm not here, and then I'm going to have to reset up my browser stuff for Sunday streams. I mean, again, book smart versus street smart. I'm sure there's some really stupid book smart reason, but I don't care. I'm the end user. I don't want to be bothered when I just did a giant upgrade last night that took over an hour to go from Windows 10 to Windows 11 to now have to do another fucking update the next day because these nerds couldn't include the update in the upgrade from 10 to 11. I really wish that it was a joke, but these guys, the more I get into tech, the more I just shake my head and I laugh at how bad these idiots run their businesses and don't know what the hell they're doing. It's just it's laughably bad. How the fuck do you not realize that people don't want to have to restart 17 times? Evoker says, why do you blow up the smallest things so they seem like an astronomical task? Evoker, maybe one day you'll actually operate a business like this one, and you'll understand that it's all about consistency and having everything work and not have to do insane amounts of setup and reset up and this kind of shit every day. That's my problem. I literally just took the time. I did the whole upgrade to Windows 11. I sat here in a browser and had to generate the chat for this service, the chat for this service, my email, this leaderboard. I had to log into various services to do it, which is a pain in the ass. I had to resize. I had to get everything good. It takes a while. This is not, oh, I snapped my fingers. It took like half an hour, 45 minutes to get everything set up. Now you're telling me I wasted my time because I have to restart the PC again, and now I'm going to lose all of that overnight, and I got to set it all up again tomorrow. See? It's a pain in the fucking ass. Again, why on earth do these people who program not have to actually use the tech to understand that what they're doing is fucking around and pissing people off and wasting their time? The end user shouldn't be dicked around like this because the nerds couldn't figure out to include the updates with an upgrade from Windows 10 to 11. Anyway, so let's continue, shall we? Let's get to some topics that you guys care about. So all gaming today. I'm off tomorrow, FYI. No streaming tomorrow. When I come back on Sunday, we'll have a full day of gameplay that you control. First stream will be Marvel Rivals, where you guys, through your contributions, like a $20 contribution, will actually choose, what character I use in the game, which would be really awesome. Okay, I want to see what characters you want to see. And then on the late stream on Sunday, it is Microsoft Flight Simulator. And on Flight Sim, which will be really awesome, you'll be able to pick where we fly as if you're buying a plane ticket via being the biggest contributor of the stream at that point. So we'll have a fully interactive Sunday, which will be super fun. And then Monday, we'll have a really good time with the Christmas Marathon event. Me in holiday ugly sweater attire all day, and I'll swap out sweaters over the course of the day. There's going to be a gaming schedule update, so we have a calendar generated for the early 2025 gaming season. There's going to be gaming of various different games, right? We're going to try out Dino Crisis on the PS5, Bad Rats, whatever the hell that is. The Christmas updates for games like Power Wash Simulator, and there was a brand new winter update for Astrobot that we're going to check out, among other things. There's a few other games involved in there. We're also going to be having some booze involved. I've been showing you this all week. I've been saving it exclusively for the Christmas Marathon. The Smokehead High Voltage Single Malt Scotch Whiskey. 58% alcoholic volume. Okay, pretty insane. So I'll be taking some shots of that. I'm not sure how we'll do it. Maybe it'll be like every $100 of support that I receive, I'll take another shot. I have a few other things too. I have like this winter mix of Jack Daniels that tastes like cider, and I also have this other thing. I think it's supposed to be a mix between eggnog and Fireball whiskey. So I'm going to try that. I haven't tried it yet, but I got some Christmas things to try on the stream. They should be pretty good. So all those over the course of the day, okay? And then also we're going to be doing I'm hoping that we're going to be doing some food. Here's what I mean by that, okay? As you can probably see if you look below you, holy crap, did we have a huge jump yesterday when it comes to our goals tracking, right? So for those who weren't here yesterday, you definitely missed out. We had a giant supportive day. last night on the Bloodborne stream, we didn't hit 1 goal. We didn't hit 2 goals. We hit 3 goals. We had people gifting subs, people gifting memberships, people with big tips. It was amazing. Thank you all, because it was a bunch of people who were doing it. It wasn't just one person. It was like 3 or 4 people all kind of came in and said, oh, let's do it. Let's hit all these goals tonight. And so we jumped a bunch, right? When we hit 20 goals, we're doing a new DSP Tries It. And you guys basically got me torn. I'm not sure if I want to do this new fusion pizza that's supposed to be like Indian food and American pizza, or if I want to order the new chicken nuggets from Taco Bell. To be quite frank with you, I think the pizza idea is more interesting, but some people just can't stop wanting basic fast food. Like, no lie, as soon as I showed the nuggets, like, oh, you got to do the nuggets from Taco Bell. You realize that they're not going to be good, right? You know this, right? Like, you know they couldn't possibly be good. They're just going to be pre-made frozen nuggets that they're going to throw in a fryer and give you. There's no way they're possibly going to taste better or any different than other nuggets. And there's tortilla chip pieces in the breading. No, there's not. No, there's not. That's just what they say to sell the piece of crap that you could buy at the grocery store right now in a bag. It's going to be the same exact thing. But I think some people just fall for it. They fall for the marketing. And so people have been asking me to do it now for 2 days. I'm like, ugh, well, we'll figure it out. But anyway, the sooner we hit 20, the better. When we hit 20 goals, it will be time for an awesome DSP Tries It. And I'm hoping that we can coincide this with Monday, with the marathon. I hope that we can actually time it perfectly so that during the marathon, we can order the food and do it. So that'd be cool. We'd have booze, we'd have food, we'd have a bunch of games, we have the gaming schedule update, a really awesome Christmas marathon on Monday, the 23rd. Okay? On the 24th, I will be here, but only for one stream. My wife has to work during the day, so I said, I mean, why not stream then? And I really don't know what we want to do. I think what I would like to do is split the stream between 2 chill indie games. Like maybe first half of the stream, do Balatro, like do a run in Balatro, and then maybe second half of the stream, switch over and play some of the coin game. I feel like that would be an awesome thing to do on Christmas Eve, just as a chill stuff. Plus, it's not important stuff. For example, it's not continuing a narrative-based deal. So because of that, no one will miss out if they can't attend on Christmas Eve. You know, I understand tons of people will be very busy with their own families and stuff on Christmas Eve, and you won't be able to be here. So obviously, I don't want to do anything too super important that you feel like, oh no, I missed out because I wasn't here, right? So anyway, that should be pretty fun. Then I'm not here Christmas Eve night, no late stream on Christmas Eve night, and no stream all day on Christmas. I'll be spending time with my wife. We're going to be cooking lots of food. We'll be drinking. We'll be watching Christmas specials. We'll be having a good time together. I'll come back on Thursday. And on Thursday during the day, we'll do some major gameplay. Now, what will it be? I'm not sure. It could be a lot of things at this point. It could be Call of Duty, which I played yesterday and we all very much enjoyed. It could be continuing with Indiana Jones. It could be Stalker, right? We did finish Bloodborne last night. So Bloodborne's out of the rotation, but it could be anything that we do as the day stream on Thursday. So we'll have to think about it over the week. Thursday night will be the return of DS Politics. So we've got some interesting political stuff finally going on. For example, this bill, this spending bill, this budget that our government here in the United States is trying to pass, and there's a giant deadlock about it, and everyone's arguing about it, and some people are turning it down, and some people are approving it, and then it gets shot down. So that's definitely a hot topic to talk about, but I'll try to find some more, because there's a few other topics based around there that we can talk about. So DS Politics will return on Thursday night. And then, you know, I'll also be here on Friday for another full day of gaming, you know, variety of gaming. We don't know what yet. And then that next week, we're going to be planning for the upcoming year-end stuff, which is my most disappointing games of the year countdown and my game of the year awards countdown. So those will be coming. I just don't know exactly when yet. I think let's get through Christmas, right? Once that's done, then we'll start solidifying dates and stuff, because I am going to need some time to put together those countdowns. Notably downloading clips, because I don't have them archived anymore. The way I used to do those countdowns is, no exaggeration, all year I would save video clips from pretty much every playthrough I did. So every game I would save at least 1 or 2 videos on my storage hard drive, And at the end of the year, when I did my countdowns, I would just pull the videos off there and then delete them and start fresh for the next year. Well, I don't have that anymore because I migrated my PC. So I don't have those archive videos, which means I'm going to have to research and say, okay, if this isn't my Game of the Year award countdown, now I have to go to my own playthrough and I have to download a certain clip and try to align it. So, you know, it's going to be some work involved. So hopefully it goes smoothly, and I'll give you more information on that as we approach it. Keep in mind, some other things to think about are bigger milestones for our goals hit. For example, not every milestone has to be DSP tries it of food. Some people have suggested DSP tries it of like some liquor, like maybe get a certain kind of liquor or beer and do like a taste test live and talk to you guys about it instead of just eating food. I'd be down for that. Also, when we hit around 50, I think the 50 milestone should be something very special. Like we should do either a themed marathon or we should do a returning of the viewer's choice event where you guys nominate and vote on a game that I test out for a few streams and may become a full playthrough, right? So all this stuff coming up. All right, cool. So that's what's going on right now with me. And I hope that sounds good. I hope you guys are excited for the holiday week coming up. Particularly, I hope that we can hit this goal for Monday because I definitely want to do a DSP Tries It on Monday for one of the two ideas that we came up with. So we'll see how it goes. Remember, everything counts. Super chats, super stickers, memberships, and gifted memberships on the YouTube side. Subs and gifted subs over on the Kick side. Or tips, which could cross over and count for anyone because they're through PayPal, which is a third-party deal. If you're interested in tipping, you can find the link to do so in the description of any stream that I do. You can type !tip in the YouTube chat. You can check out the About tab for the clicking link on the Kick side. Thank you in advance to anyone who supports today. Let's do a couple quick shout-outs, and then we'll get to some of the news stories that I have to cover today. I have two interesting ones. And then I also want to do the Steam year in review with you guys. Okay? Cool. Thank you to Pantsu Senpai, who became a member this morning. I appreciate that, Pantsu. Thanks for the first membership of the day. Counts for $3 on YouTube, so thank you so much for that. Also, there we go. Thank you to Game Ticker, who just did a $10 and one, or excuse me, a €10 and one, whatever the cent is as a part of a euro, super chat. Are there movies you always watch on Christmas? The old but witty Mrs. Doubtfire and the Canuck Bobcat are very entertaining and worth watching on Christmas. Happy holidays to you, your family, and everyone watching. Popular must-watches for me every year would be movies such as National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, A Christmas Story, Scrooged, which is the 1980s Bill Murray modernized version of A Christmas Carol. I love that movie. Very funny. The Muppets Christmas Carol. I actually really like the Muppets version of the Christmas Carol. I think it's great. Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas, which is a Jim Henson production from the 80s. That's Christmas themed. I also like my wife absolutely loves the Polar Express, so we watch that every year. There's actually something most people don't know about it. It's I think Will Vinton's Claymation Christmas. Back when claymation was a thing, you know, clay figures that were stop motion animated. That was a really good Christmas special from the 80s, and I usually try to watch that because I remember it from my youth. Of course, you got the Charlie Brown Christmas specials. You got all of the classic Rankin Bass stop motion Christmas specials like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and Santa Claus is Coming to Town. All of those are amazing. And there's others too. Like someone just said, what about Elf? Elf is good, but it kind of came after the time when I considered movies Christmas classics. But I do like Elf. It's a Wonderful Life. I mean, everyone loves that movie. Miracle on 34th Street. Everyone loves that movie. I'm talking about the originals, by the way, not the 700 remakes, but the actual original movies. But yeah, all that stuff. Of course, Jingle All the Way, right? Everyone loves Jingle All the Way, including me. So any of those, I would say, are great Christmas classic movies that you can check out. So good stuff. Those are the ones that usually I would try to watch. There's others too. There's Gremlins, you know, a ton of stuff. It all depends on what I feel like. So probably what I'll do is over this weekend, I'll probably watch a bunch. Probably Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, I'll watch a bunch together with my wife. The only Christmas thing I actually watched so far this year was Christmas Vacation. I watched it at the beginning of the month. But I've been very busy with other stuff and haven't really thought about it. So But definitely this weekend I'll get into it. So thank you, Game Ticker. And then I just received my first tip of the day. But I'm wondering, here we go. Now I'm in Windows 11. Windows 11 is a lot different with the sizing of windows and stuff. And I'm trying to find the right width to make this so I can actually see the amount of a tip as it comes in. Okay, this looks good. Okay, I received my first tip of the day. A $2 tip. Would you build a Lego set with your viewers? I think it would be very interactive with the viewers. Well, here's the thing. I think building a Lego set with the viewers would be neat because it would give me something to do while I'm talking with you guys. By the way, I put top tip. That's not top tip. It's top super chat. Sorry, Game Ticker. Let me put you in the right spot here. I think it would be cool because, number one, it would be very relaxing. You know, building a Lego set is not stressful or anything. It's just, you know, following the instructions. And I feel like that would be something unique to do. Like, a lot of people do model building and stuff like that. I think that doing, like, a Lego set, as long as it's a pertinent one, like maybe a game-related one or something pop culture that we all like, I think that it would be really fun to do. It could be something that I put into my background after we're done with it, right? So we could do, like, chill night streams, a series of chill night streams where just a couple hours each, I put together a Lego set. The only bummer, as I've told you guys, as I'm getting older, all right, I have a very hard time seeing things really close. Like, basically, right now, the best distance for me is my distance right now from me to my keyboard, which would be like a foot to 2 feet. All right. And then I can see the screen. I can see all the laptops fine. I can see this screen over here. I can always read the gameplay and everything. But if anything's closer than that, it gets blurry now. So essentially, I'm becoming, what is that, farsighted as I get older. That's why I bought these reading glasses. And when I put on these reading glasses, oh, now I can see things that are closer than a foot to my face. They also magnify a bit, which is actually quite nice. So I like that. In fact, I just saw a hair sitting on my keyboard that I actually couldn't see before I had these glasses on. I could see, wow, I could see a lot of stuff on my keyboard, dust and stuff. Oh, crap, I have to clean it. Keyboard's getting dusty already. I've only had it for like a few weeks. So, but anyway, yeah, so what I would have to do, when I'm actually building the Lego, I probably have to put on these glasses and then build. But then when I want to see what you guys are saying, I'd have to do this, look at the chat, and now I can read it. Because when I go like this, everything's blurry. Like, everything is insanely blurry when I put these on like that. So that's what I would have to do. I have to alternate back and forth. I think we could pull it off, and I think it would actually be quite interesting. I do. I think it would actually be a fun stream of hanging out and having a good time. So I guess we'll see as we move forward. Maybe it's a good idea. Maybe something new to do for chill streams in 2025 rather than just gaming all the time. Maybe do it for a little bit of variety, right? No, they're generic reading glasses. Basically, I went to Costco, and Costco had them on sale. You basically can get like a multi-pack of different styles. And in this case, you could test them. Like, they had the different strengths. So I tested the different strengths and found the one that was good for my eyes. So, yeah, they're generic. Kev City Designs did a $2 super chat. 2 Giants line up dicks and 1 OP's others piss stream. No, there's nothing there. It's not worth trying to figure out. Obviously, it's just it's a foolish message. Thanks for the $2 super chat. Whatever the hell you just said, I appreciate it. Okay. Anyway. Yikes. Okay. Let's continue. Someone is impersonating Mr. Medicare in the Kick chat, claiming that they want to contact me to have a conversation. Mr. Medicare has a Twitter account that could easily DM me if he really wanted to talk to me. He already knows that I wanted to talk to him because I wanted to make it available to speak with him. I don't necessarily want to talk to him, but he apparently had wanted to talk to me for a very long time, but probably has lost interest because he hasn't taken me up on my offers. If Medicare wanted to talk to me, he wouldn't randomly make a Kick account and start spamming the Kick chat. That's probably the dumbest thing I've ever heard. So we know it's not you. We know it's not really Jim. You can stop with the nonsense now. Jeez. Anyway. Okay. So we've caught up on shout-outs. Okay. Thank you for the early support. Let's keep that momentum going if we can, folks. Absolutely. Let's keep that rolling so that we can hit the goals, continue on. I would definitely want to hit the goal today on this stream, get it to 17. Let's keep it rolling. All right. Let's get it going so we can do DSP Tries It on Monday. All right. So I have 2 stories for everyone today before we get to my Valve year in review. Not Valve, excuse me, Steam year in review, which we absolutely will do. All right. You ready? So, folks, I have a follow-up to a story from earlier this week. If you remember earlier this week, I was telling you all, hey, I got scammed. Someone actually was trying to fool me. Someone was trying to get me to think that they were offering me a sponsorship opportunity via X/Twitter. And they tried to make their account look like they were a representative for an RGB light company. And they said, oh, well, all you got to do is click this link on your PC to see the non-disclosure agreement. So I said, what? Why would I need to be at my PC specifically to look at your non-disclosure agreement? Why would I have to click a link that claims that it's a signature website to view your non-disclosure agreement? Nothing you're saying makes sense. If this were legit, you would have emailed me directly from the company. You probably would have linked me to documentation from the company. You wouldn't have said, hey, here's a random site to click and sign. Like, that's just fucking stupid. So I didn't do it. I called them out. They then responded a second time and said, no, don't worry. You don't have to sign anything. Here's my LinkedIn. Your LinkedIn is a resume website. Anyone can put anything on there they want and say they work for whoever. It means nothing. It's not evidence of anything. So after I called them out on that, they proceeded to ignore me. So I blew up their Twitter account earlier this week on my podcast, which then got them flagged. They then lost 4,000 bot followers on the account, and then they changed the name, rebranded it, and deleted all the posts. So 100% was a scam attempt, okay? Now, I told you I'd gotten wind of this scam because the FGC had been slammed by it this week. Basically, what happened was people in the FGC, the fighting game community, were getting the same offer. They did click the link instead of being skeptical like I was. That link immediately took control of their PCs and started doing all kinds of messed up stuff with their YouTube accounts, including changing their login information, changing their 2-factor authorization, and broadcasting illegal content. So a lot of FGC people lost their accounts, and then they had to work all week to get them back. So that's how I kind of got wind of it. But I found out overnight there was actually a pretty prominent person in the Halo community who had the same exact thing happen to them. And I wanted to share this with you again, just to show you the horrors of what can happen if you accidentally just trust anything. So this guy's name is Alex Shyway, and he basically is part of some business. I don't even know what it is, Battle Beaver or something, world's first approved tournament controller, I guess. I don't know what it is. So he's a legit dude, a legit YouTuber, okay? Been working over 6+ years on his YouTube channel, working on Halo content and stuff like that from Canada. And basically, here's what happened. 6 years passionately creating YouTube content, educating and motivating Halo fans. 62,000 subscribers, hundreds of videos. It became a large part of my livelihood and life's work. Taken away in an instant by a hacker who turned my account into a Ripple live stream. Now Team YouTube is refusing to give my channel back due to the community guidelines violations made by the hacker. There must be a mistake. This is a cruel punishment I am not responsible for and I do not deserve. So, yeah, what happened was he clicked the link and immediately his channel got taken over and had illegal restreams on it. YouTube shut it down and banned his account. He appealed and the appeal was denied. See? We know this isn't the news you were hoping to hear, but the policy team confirmed your channel will remain terminated for violating community guidelines. Here you go. He made a whole video about it, basically explaining what happened. Let's take a quick look.
So my YouTube account was hacked and hijacked 9 days ago and then turned into a Ripple live stream, and it was then taken down due to a trademark violation. I was basically scammed on Twitter. Somebody reached out to me with a SteelSeries sponsorship. It was false. They sent me like an NDA to review.
So whoever this is, all right, they are impersonating PC peripheral companies. For me, it was an RGB lighting company. For him, it was SteelSeries. SteelSeries is like keyboards, mice, headphones, that kind of stuff. See? So what they're doing is they're trying to appeal to something. Maybe they're even looking at you. They're watching your streams. Like, you know, recently I've been setting up RGBs and stuff in the office. I say RGBs. It's really LEDs. I don't know why I say RGBs. It's LEDs. It's LED strips and things like that. So basically, yeah, they got him on the stuff that he would be into, you know, peripherals. I mean, if he's a Halo gamer, of course, PC peripherals would be his forte, right? So very similar to what they were trying to get me with.
Tried to access it and I lost everything in like 30 seconds. They bypassed two-factor authentication. It didn't matter. So I reached out to Team YouTube right away. They got back to me. We had some emails back and forth, and I got my Gmail account back, thankfully, which is awesome. On this partner support email on the Gmail that I had gotten back, they sent this to me. They said, "Thanks for reaching out. We know you're concerned about your channel. Upon careful checking, our internal team has confirmed that your account was indeed compromised. To move forward, we have the option to transfer your channel to your legit Google account, which is my Gmail. Confirm you'd like to transfer it," which, of course, I replied, confirm, I'd like to do that. I also, in that process, noticed that this person who had hacked my account created a brand account, like over my YouTube account, which I don't fully know what brand accounts are. I didn't have one before this. They called it Rio Work, or Foof is a manager of Rio Work. Like, this is not me, right? So it kind of like freaked me out a bit. And I let Team YouTube know that. And then they replied and they said, "We received an update. They've secured the Google account. They've transferred it to a new brand account by using my Google account." So I have a new brand account, apparently. And then they said, "However, due to trademark, we cannot reinstate the channel. This is out of the scope for the team that specializes in hijack investigations, because the type of suspension has to be handled by another Google team." So they said, unfortunately, there's nothing we can do here. If they can't help.
So I want you to think about this. Your channel gets hacked. An internal Google team recognizes this, says, "Okay, we acknowledge you got hacked. You didn't do any of these actions. That's why we want to transfer your account over to a legit email. Okay, do it. Oh, but by the way, while you were hacked, the hackers violated trademark law. So now we can't fix that." Why? Did the company whose trademark was violated contact you and try to sue me? I'm pretty sure that's not the case. So why? Tell you why. It's called bureaucracy. It's called, over at Google, every little team is responsible only for micromanaging their very tiny portion of any kind of the process on YouTube. So there's only one team, and all they do is they handle if you're hacked and give you the control back. But then if there's an additional issue on top of that, like let's say the person who hacked your account put up copywritten content, you got to deal with the copyright team. If there's a trademark violation, you got to deal with the trademark team. It's insanely overbloated. It means that no one at Google has ownership of any issue whatsoever. There's never one person trying to fix a problem. Instead, it's going to pass through a million hands, and it's going to be the most convoluted, broken process ever. It's called inefficiency. Okay? It's really bad design. But it's what these people like to do with this big wig thing, this corporate thing. They like to think, well, we have a micro team for this and a micro team for this, and they all micro team and they all handle it and they have metrics. And we try, how fast did the micro team resolve this issue? And then they pass it to this team. There was a new metric that happened. It's nonsense. It doesn't work in the real world. Again, this is book smart versus street smart. In the real world, when you have a serious issue, you want one person to be assigned to the issue that's going to watch that issue and make sure it's resolved from start to finish. Now, perhaps that person should be the liaison to go between all the different teams, the micro teams that will handle each aspect of the problem, but there should be one fucking person, okay? I had exactly the same issue when I was dealing with Comcast a year and a half ago, when a Comcast employee was found to be logging into my modem, changing the settings, naming my wireless networks inappropriate, insulting things, and then enabling them so my neighbors could see them, okay? Resetting my modem during streams. I had to talk to, like, no lie, 4 or 5 different people in the tech department of various different aspects of the tech department, not just one, but different ones. I had to have the tech team manage someone to come to my house, okay? Then I kept calling the regional tech manager who ignored me and blew me off. So probably I could have gotten him fucking fired if I wanted, because he actually legit ignored my concerns. And then finally, after months of that, they handed me off to someone in January after me dealing with this for 3 months. In January of this year, they finally handed me off to someone who was responsible for fixing all the issues and or resolving everything. Okay? Oh, by the way, they also dropped the ball and didn't actually resolve it. But the good news is the person who was malicious got fired from Comcast, and I haven't had an issue since. Okay? So every corporation is like this. They think this is the way to handle stuff. It's not. All you want as an end user is one person to deal with, to handle your concerns, tell you they care, tell you they're going to handle it from start to finish, and that's it. You don't need to know about the inner workings of YouTube. Dude, my channel got hacked. All I want to know is how to get it back. I don't need to know that your team has this power and you can only go this far. Then you're going to hand me over to this team who can get me this far. Then you're going to hand me over to this team. Just fucking do it and then get back to me and fix my shit. I don't need to fucking care about the trademark concern and all this. These companies are so ass fucking backwards. And the truth is, if someone actually went in there and analyzed their process from start to finish, you would find such excessive time, resource, and money wasting, it would shock you. They could probably have a system for hacked accounts that would be within a day you get everything back. But instead, you got to go through 400 hoops, whistles, bells, and then you get denials here and there. Just wait till you see, because wait till you see the end of the resolution of this story, okay? But let's keep watching this guy's video.
Help me, that's fine. But then can you get me in touch with the Google team that can help me, please, right? So I replied, this is devastating. Would it not be possible to escalate this issue to a Google team capable of handling it? I'm basically just looking for any sort of reassurance that my account wasn't completely terminated forever and that there was some other route to eventually get my account back. They replied and they said the same thing, basically, that there's nothing we can do. There's no further actions we can take. So I'm wondering if I'm talking to a robot at this point. And then eventually I get a response from Renz, who's a manager at YouTube support, and he leaves this heartfelt message, which I appreciate, but he says the exact same thing. Like, he said, it was escalated. We confirm your account was hijacked. Give you a deeper view. Once it gets hijacked, or once the channel gets terminated due to a trademark claim, we're unable to assist further. That's it, right? Like, and he's very heartfelt here, which I appreciate, but I don't really know what to do. I'm trying to figure out what are the next steps that I can take, and nobody's giving me any of that information, which just feels like bare minimum customer support. You know, I would hope that somebody would first, like...
It's not bare minimum. It's nonsensical, non-existent customer support. If they actually cared... People are saying the volume's really low. Okay. If they actually cared, right, they would actually have a process by which to fix problems. They don't. They literally don't. All they care about is getting you to shut the fuck up and stop bothering them. That's their metric. All these companies, their metrics are not how many problems did we solve. It's at what rate did the customer stop bothering us so we could close the case and move on and act like it never happened. That's their metrics. I wish that was a joke. It is. It's 100%. It's their metrics. How quick till we can just close the case and pretend like it never happened? Not customer satisfaction. How well did we do solving the problem? Was it efficient? No, they don't care about that. It's just how quick till we closed it and on to the next, or hopefully no more come in. That's it. So, you know, they don't give a shit. This guy, this Ren, his job is to fluff you and get you out of the system. How nice.
Like, reassure me that I can get the channel back and that there are steps that I can take to get it back. I went back in my emails and I found an email when the channel got removed. Well, it was Ripple and it wasn't me. It got removed obviously due to the trademark violation. And there was a link where it says I can appeal here for a trademark violation. So I sent an appeal, and that said that it would get back to me within like 2 business days. And if I look at my YouTube page right now, it says that they're reviewing my channel. They usually get back within 72 hours. I sent this appeal on Thursday of last week, and it's been 5 days, and I just haven't heard anything. So I just feel like I'm at kind of a roadblock where Nobody's able to guide me in the correct direction, and I'm not sure if the appeal that I sent is gonna work. If should I just send another appeal? Is there anybody that's had this issue before? And that apparently 2 different teams need to both secure my account and then approve me of not having violated the trademark. Like, it seems like I'm going through a lot of hoops here. I'm just looking for any sort of help that I can get from somebody who either works with YouTube or has had this experience before. But that's essentially where I'm at. So I got my Gmail back. I can't get my channel due to a trademark violation that was done by the hackers while they hacked my channel. And
So basically, this guy gets absolutely no help from YouTube at all. They eventually do respond and say, sorry, there's no way that we can restore your channel because of like an egregious error or an egregious violation of a trademark, okay? So he goes onto Twitter and he posts up at Team YouTube saying, I don't know what else I'm supposed to do. This is ridiculous. You have acknowledged that I was hacked, but now you're holding me responsible for the actions of the hacker, and you won't give me any help to tell me how to resolve it. You're telling me my business now has to close because of this? So after basically doing this, a bunch of people had this guy's back and started reposting and tagging Team YouTube on Twitter and basically making videos about it. See, a bunch of people were doing this. Finally, he got a response 14 hours ago. We're so sorry we weren't able to resolve this, confirming we're looking into it further to see if there's anything more we can do. And then eventually, they did actually contact him to help fix it. Here it is. The support on Twitter for this situation has been unbelievable. Never seen anything like it, beyond thankful. Humans at YouTube have gotten in contact with me. We're trying to figure out what went wrong. Regardless of whether I'm able to recover my channel, I'll do my best to inform others on how not to lose theirs in the future. So I want you to think about this. Okay? Thursday of last week was when this happened. So it's been over a week. He did what he was told. He appealed the trademark issue. He contacted the team that supposedly are supposed to get his account back. He did everything possible. He got it linked to a new Gmail. He's doing everything he's told right. After several days of doing this, his account still isn't back. He's asking, can I get it back? No one will give him a straight answer. So after almost a week of waiting and getting no answers, he has to go to Twitter and start tagging Team YouTube and telling his story there. And then finally enough people make a hoopla. And then the Team YouTube Twitter account says, okay, we'll look into it. And finally then an actual human contacts him and says, we're going to look into it further. But even as of now, we're now over a week later. He's still on Twitter 4 hours ago. They still didn't restore anything. It's still all frozen. So the reason why earlier this week I told you guys about the hacker situation or the scammer situation is because I want you to understand how bad these companies are and that they don't care about you at all. They will gladly enjoy your 6 years of hard work to give them free content to put advertisements on and monetize and make money on. They'll love that, okay? They'll gladly take a bunch of your revenue when it comes to super chats or memberships. Things, they love that, okay? They want you to get YouTube Red, right? Or that's not YouTube Red anymore, it's YouTube Premium. So, you avoid ads on the site, right? But the moment that you need their help, it's like, who are you? We've only taken hundreds of thousands of dollars from you over the years. Who are you? Never heard of him, Now, maybe if you were a ginormous YouTuber making bajillions of dollars a week on ad revenue and stuff, then they're gonna take action, right? But normal people just don't get help. We don't. I've tried so many times with YouTube to explain things to them, malicious things. Dude, I contacted YouTube about the whole Argentinian membership thing, how people were using VPNs to buy Argentinian memberships and gift them to channels, not just mine, but prominent YouTube channels getting these gifted memberships that are worth nothing. So it says you got 100 members and you made 5 cents, right? YouTube not only refused to even understand what I was saying, but then insisted that I didn't know what I was talking about and said that I was being rude. But I'm showing you the evidence. I'm literally showing you the date when the memberships came in. I'm showing you how this person who obviously doesn't live in Argentina did it. violated the system, and I'm showing you how this can ruin YouTube channels. And you're going to tell me I'm a liar to my face. That's just how they operate. It's pretty sad. So be careful, man, because if you get wrapped up in a scam, I mean, no lie, that could be the end of your entire YouTube channel, your presence. I mean, I've been working on YouTube for 16 years, right? DSPGaming, this channel has been since 2011. 13 plus hard years of work, and it could be erased like this because I clicked a fucking thing. You're like, seriously, because I just went and clicked something in a fucking Twitter post. You know, it could be over. I mean, literally, it almost happened this week. That I would have been him. I literally would have been him. Sitting here with no channel, nowhere to broadcast, nowhere to make content, nowhere to upload. What would I have done? Right? How would I have gotten help? So it's pretty pathetic and sad that they don't give a shit and they're run so poorly. I mean, if anything, there's a reason for them to look internally and say, hey, let's fix our systems, right? Let's do this. They're just complete morons over there. They don't run anything professionally. You would think Google would. Of all the companies, you'd like, hey, Google definitely would, right? Nope. Absolutely not. They're one of the most unprofessional companies I've ever come up against, actually, in the years, because it's all bureaucracy. It's all micromanaging departments and no one with a brain in their head actually trying to take ownership of anything. So it's the least professional. Anyway. Okay, so that's our first story. We have another story to cover, and then we got the Steam year-end wrap-up. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare to cry. Well, many of you may cry. I'm not sure. Maybe many of you won't give a crap about this. I don't know if you heard the news. It's official as of this morning. Ready? I don't know if you're ready to handle this. Here's the news. Party City is going out of business. It is yet another major American corporation that at one point was insanely profitable, was insanely popular, was the place to be for something in our culture, and it's going away. I mean, now just think of all the companies recently. Toys R Us, that was a huge cultural staple, gone, right? Now they're trying to reopen it, but hasn't really had much success. They're like branding their crap out to other stores and stuff, right? Just the last year, Bed Bath & Beyond, which at one point was insanely popular and prominent, making tons of money hand over fist. Department stores, the final Sears stores have finally closed. Sears is now out of business completely. Now it used to be one of the most prominent department stores in the world. And now Party City is the next to fall victim. Party City is closing down all of its stores, ending 40 years in business. CEO Barry Litwin told corporate employees on Friday in a meeting viewed by CNN that Party City is winding down operations immediately and that today is their last day of employment. Staff were told they will not receive severance pay, and they were told their benefits will end as the company goes out of business. However, they will receive a complimentary tube of Aspercreme to apply to their sore balls for the kick that they just got in their family jewels during the holidays. It's fucking the Friday before Christmas, and everyone who works at Party City is unemployed. Do you understand that? The entire company. Wow. That is without question the most difficult message I've ever had to deliver, Litwin said at the meeting, which was held on a video conference call. Party City's very best efforts have not been enough to overcome its financial challenges, he added, resulting in the company's collapse. Litwin said the company struggled to contend with inflation, which sent the company's costs higher and dragged down consumer spending. It's really important for you to know that we've done everything possible we could to try to avoid this outcome. Unfortunately, it's necessary to commence a wind down process immediately. Party City didn't immediately respond to CNN's request for comment. The New Jersey-based company announced Litwin as its new CEO only 4 months ago. In a LinkedIn post he wrote when he was hired, he said the company's main priority is to strengthen our financial health, and there's work ahead of us. Party City exited bankruptcy a month after Litwin's arrival. It declared bankruptcy in January 2023. The company had struggled to pay off its $1.7 billion debt load. It was able to cancel nearly $1 billion in debt by going bankrupt. It also managed to keep most of its more than 800 stores open, although it closed more than 80 locations between the end of 2022 to August 2024. It still had more than $800 million in debt to overcome, which strained the earnings. An emotional ending, I'm sure. I'm sure. Again, this company was part of American culture. Party City existed since I was a kid. I remember driving down the street and it was a big, building there. Whenever you wanted to have a birthday party, an anniversary, Christmas, New Year's, Halloween, you go to Party City. They got everything. You get the balloons. You get all your like as recent as a couple of years ago. My wife and I went there when we were doing the old school backdrops that we were doing here. Remember when I had the big balloons when I turned 40 2 years ago? We got those at Party City. Yeah. The news of the company's impending collapse began to trickle out among the company's corporate staff over the past couple of weeks. Party City's product development team was recalled 2 weeks ago from its yearly trip with vendors and told to return home immediately, according to a former Party City corporate office employee who wished to remain anonymous because they were not authorized to speak to the media. The team was told the company believed the trip posed a safety risk because Party City stopped paying its suppliers. So they went to a supplier event, but they weren't paying their suppliers. Yeah, I'd say that's a safety risk. All corporate employees were sent home on December 10th. Security at corporate headquarters locked the doors at the front entrance. In an email sent to staff on December 11th, the company's security team told employees they needed to provide a one-day heads up to gain access to the building. They were instructed do not allow anyone to tailgate when entering the building to avoid letting people in the door who did not have badge access. Wow. Employees on Thursday expressed fury at the lack of communication as news spread of the recalled product development staff. Others had learned that notifications were sent out to store managers that all Party City locations would be shut on February 1st. Employees were caught off guard because management hadn't mentioned any potential financial trouble at recent town hall meetings. The employee said management had expressed optimism about their overall business. Wow. It's pretty bad. Now, in the case of Party City, all right, you might say, what's going to happen to that market? Well, they're actually kind of explaining it right here. Places like Spirit Halloween, which are pop-up stores, which actually now there's some Spirit Christmas stores that are popping up as well. Those are kind of taking up the reins. You've also got, as they're saying here, big box retailers like Amazon, Walmart, Costco, and others are having party-related stuff now, especially during the certain times of year like Christmas and Halloween. I would say the only thing I can think about would be the balloons. Like, that's the one place I would think of to get balloons. If I were to get helium balloons for anything, that's exactly where I would go. And it actually makes me scratch my head. Like, who else does that? I'm not aware of anyone who does helium balloons. Party City was the place to go. So maybe this is the end of helium balloons. You just can't get them anymore, right? I don't know. Also, you might not even be aware of this because I learned it skimming this story. Big Lots also is going out of business. I didn't even know about that. So they're done too. Now, Big Lots isn't as prominent or as well known as Party City, but it's another American business that has been around for a long time and is going out of business, right? This sucks. I don't like to see American corporations that have thrived now go out of business. And it's not like in the case of Party City, I don't think that it's like, oh, they were out of touch. They weren't doing the right stuff. I mean, what are they doing? They're selling product. They're filling a need. It's just that it is inflation, which some people, oh, inflation isn't a big deal. It's going away. No, you have to understand how bad inflation has hurt this country. It has destroyed business. It has destroyed, families. It has destroyed so much. And it is so messed up that we have a government that kind of pretended like it wasn't a big deal, But, that's definitely a topic for DS Politics. So maybe we will be talking about that soon on my politics show. But, man, that is sad that Party City is going out of business like that. Okay. I received a $5.65 tip from, Ponage 101 tipped, but it was in relation to the previous story, okay? So hold on. So Ponage 101 did a $5.65 tip. Let's get him up on the leaderboard. And he says the following. The saddest thing about the whole scammer situation, if there was no negative stigma attached to you because of your longtime stalkers and detractors, people would listen to you more and you'd have helped a lot more people, maybe other content creators, to avoid this situation. Yeah, this is what people don't realize is, oh, the memes, the jokes, the lulls, right? So what you did is for a decade, you made DSP the butt of your joke. And when you did that, you destroyed my ability to ever help anyone on the internet because no one takes me seriously, right? Now, to some extent this year, that did change, okay? And I'm happy for that. Really, I am. Like, I'm happy that now there are some people who listen and, you know, I got a little bit of clout back, at least, okay? But when you make someone the laughing stock of the internet and you run with memes and you just make them a living meme even though they have nothing to fucking do with it, that's what happens. Remember, before all that happened, I used to be someone who could make a video about an impending law or bill that was going to be passed in the United States that could very negatively affect a ton of people, and people would listen. I made that bill about SOPA, PIPA, S.97A, all that shit back in the day, over 10 years ago. Those videos got hundreds of thousands of views and got people talking about the subject. They got more people informed and involved and active in our government and to stop it. And none of that shit passed. And then all of a sudden, oh, Phil's a joke because this is how you don't play. Because of this reason or that reason. It's like, you pathetic fucking excuses for humans. Allow me to repeat myself. You pathetic fucking excuses for humans who thought that it was in everyone's best interest to try to make someone a living joke for a decade, who used to actually try to go out of their way to help people. But it's, you know, as long as everyone can laugh at this meme that they recognize, that's cool. Forget about the fact that, you know, I've been around for 16 years. I'm well informed on internet, gaming, YouTube issues. I could definitely give informed takes and things like that. No, who cares about that, right? No. Instead, we have to laugh today collectively at something like a bunch of brain-dead cows, sheep, have to have this herd-like mentality of just dunce-level intelligence. So let's just degrade DSP, even though he has stuff to say that could help people. Ignore all of it because, you know, he's a joke, right? No, fuck you. You really mouth-drooling fucking morons. Because for a greater part of a decade, you're the ones who degraded human existence and fried everyone's fucking brain cells with your idiotic, just trivial shit. It's just so trivial, nonsensical garbage. But you got your lols, you got your laughs, right? You made a buck on the internet, right? Yeah, and now we're all dumb. Now look at the fucking world, right? Look at how stupid people are on the fucking internet. Because this is what you did. You made a joke out of everything. So now here we are in the modern day, and I get approached by a scammer, all right? And I tell you guys about it. And thankfully, some people did listen. You know, I'm happy that some people listened, and hopefully this helped avoid some people having their businesses, their livelihoods, their YouTube channels messed up. I really hope it did. But if I were anywhere near as big as I used to be, and people actually took me seriously rather than, oh, it's that guy, that joke on the internet that everyone makes fun of, probably I would have helped a lot more people. Do you understand? So you got your lulls for a decade, but now people have lost their livelihood, and I could have helped them, but you don't care. Well, maybe in the scope of things, you're the insignificant person who doesn't matter. Did you ever think about that? Just because you got to laugh for a decade at me, you know, at my expense, right? You've fucked stuff up. You get it? Like, I could have been someone to help people with this kind of stuff. I would have liked to. I was at one point. But you just had to laugh. Well, now people have lost their livelihood and their YouTube channels. Is it funny? Are you laughing? What if it was you? Ha! And it's your fault. You're to blame. Any of you out there who just thought, let's make Phil the butt of the joke just to get a rise today and do this meme on the internet. It's your fault. Directly. Not even indirectly. It's directly your fault. Because you thought it was okay to try to destroy someone and their public, their reputation, public opinion about them. You just thought it was funny. There was no other reason to do it. You just thought it was funny. But you didn't think big. Instead, you thought in your own little brainless mouth drooler bubble that the memes of the internet and laughing at them is more important than big picture shit. So all during this time frame, when the YouTube adpocalypse was happening, and I had concrete data to show what was going on, everyone ignored me. During the time frame when YouTube was cracking down on copyright issues on YouTube, and everyone was having their videos content ID match, and I had all the data because I had tens of thousands of videos and I could help people. People ignored me. All these times when things could have been helped out or better, but, let's have a laugh today at DSP because, he had an incident in 2016 and he plays WWE champions, right? All right. So, in truth, sorry for me, I'm about to drop a little holiday truth bomb on everyone. All right? Are you ready for this one? If I never existed, if I had never made a YouTube video, if I had never had any prominence on the internet, if I had never bothered turning on a camera, pointing it at a TV, and doing really stupid commentary, if I had never made tens of thousands of videos, all right? Here's the truth. Tons of people never would have been YouTubers. Tons of content never would have been made. People wouldn't have been inspired to do what they did. And the world would be a very different place. Okay? If I never existed, a lot of positive things never would have happened on this planet. Whether directly or indirectly as a result of my actions, my existence has actually prominently impacted the internet and life, quite frankly. All right? And I'm happy and proud of that fact, that at least my existence on the internet has had a positive impact on so many. All those people who made negative memes about me for the last decade to get a joke, to get a laugh, literally, if those people never existed, they'd have zero impact on anything. Zero. The whole mentality of this groupthink nonsense is just that. It's nonsense. Oh, jokes on for joke's sake, and it's all just jokes. Yeah, but at what expense? What did you do? You fucked with the fabric of how things worked because you wanted to have a memeable existence for 10 fucking years. You know? You guys you're out of your minds. But again, it's you look in the mirror and you don't want to acknowledge that. You sat on the internet for 10 years turning DSP into a joke. But what have you done with yourself? Right? These people who are full-time DSP detractors, who would they be without me? In a day when I decide not to turn on my camera or not to broadcast, they have nothing to do in life. They actually depend on me for them to have some kind of a meaningful existence. Get it? So, as much of a joke that you wanted to make me out to be for 10 years, but you wanted to think about what might have happened in the last 10 years if I was actually able to add to interesting topics, actually be respected for my opinions, Gamergate, all these journalistic controversies that have happened that I've been very vocal about. I don't like how journalism has handled gaming in the last 10 years, but no one listens to me, right? All these things that have come to fruition that I predicted would happen, and they have. Gaming now is all so fucking milquetoast and done just for the money because people just take bags and run and get paid sponsorships and shit like that. How the biggest YouTuber is Mr. Beast, the fakest motherfucker on the planet who just exploits children left and right. These are things I called out a decade ago. Get it? I did. I predicted all this would fucking happen, but everyone just wanted to laugh at DSP for a decade. Good for you. I hope you like the present. I hope you're enjoying the existence of, how everything went in culture, on the internet, all this shit. I hope you like where you are right now. And all of you who are so dependent on me to get any kind of attention for yourself, I hope you like the fact that you have to be a DSP parasite for the rest of your fucking existence because you have no actual value on this planet outside of sucking blood from me. You're nothing but a mosquito, and one day you're going to get swatted. Okay. I got a couple shout outs to do, and then we're going to end the show. We don't have time to do the Steam year in review now. It took too long. Okay? All right. I received a $1 tip. It's possible that people completely raw restream and rebroadcast me because YouTube doesn't take action on anything unless you have a lawsuit. So if I called a lawyer right now and I said, I'm a full-time broadcaster and content creator, and there is a YouTuber who literally only 100% steals my content and re-uploads it or live rebroadcasts it somewhere with no commentary, criticism, or anything to make it transformative, it's blatant theft, I could immediately have an injunction slapped on that person, that channel. I could have it completely shut down, and I could immediately begin the process to sue them for damages for any estimation of loss of income that I would have gotten from them rebroadcasting me. So, for example, let's say, for example, right now on this stream, I have 300 viewers. I don't even know. I didn't look. Let's say on their stream, they have 600 viewers, and they're monetizing. So I can argue whatever monetization I'm making on mine, double it, and that's what they owe me legally. And I would win it in a court of law. But the problem is the U.S. court system is so convoluted, it would take me years upon years upon years to actually sue them properly. It would take insane amounts of money, effort, and time. And I'm a content creator. I don't have time to sit around with lawyers all day, in a courtroom all day. I don't have time for it. I'm a blue-collar worker. I have to be here to earn money. I can't just say, hey, guys, I'm taking a week off now to sue a detractor, and I'll be back in a week. Now I have no money for the week, right? So to me, it makes more sense to just continue to make the positive content and move forward and ignore the lawbreaker. You get it? So essentially, it just doesn't make sense for me to do it. But if there ever was someone who was so egregious, I have the legal right to do it whenever I want. You know, all I'll say is this: these motherfuckers better hope I never win the lotto. Because if I win the lotto, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, as if you never expected it, but it'll happen, I'm going to have a lot of free time. And I won't care if I make money. I'll just care about getting back at those who tried to suck my blood. Get it? So you better hope I never buy a lotto ticket. Anyway, I just received a $2.25 tip from Mr. Puffy Nipples. He says, speaking of these stores closing, I found out these department stores still have a website. Bed Bath & Beyond, Circuit City, Radio Shack, Sears. Yeah, they're there, but they don't exist. The companies went out of business, and what happens is they have what's called intellectual property. Their logos, their name brand recognition gets sold off to another company, and then that company just has that slapped on, but has no relation. For example, Bed Bath & Beyond, anything you buy from that website has nothing to do with the previous company. It's a completely different company that bought the rights to their logos and branding. And so people who search for Bed Bath & Beyond find the site, but it has nothing to do with the actual brick and mortar stores. All they did was buy the rights to use that. For example, there was a department store I was at. I can't remember where it was, maybe Macy's. And they have a toy department. And the toy department is branded like Toys R Us. Do you really think that Toys R Us has anything to do with Macy's? No. When Toys R Us went out of business, whoever owned the rights to that sold it off. And so they're making money for Macy's to have the Toys R Us branded toy department, even though it's not really Toys R Us. They're just they're getting some payoff of it. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Now people, of course, are going crazy. Why doesn't Phil just strike streams? You can't just strike a stream. You can't just strike a video. The way YouTube works, nothing ever sticks unless you sue someone. It's that simple. They literally only, you know what I'm saying? They only exist because YouTube won't actually take action without a lawsuit. YouTube has a fake system in place that doesn't work. You can issue a legit copyright strike. They'll issue it, and then the person just responds to it and says, "Oh well, that's a counterclaim. I don't believe it." So then that's it. It gets taken away. So there's no point to even doing it. It's completely frivolous and a waste of everybody's time. Yeah, there's literally no point to the strike system. If you actually want to take someone down, you get a lawyer that's ready to go at a moment's notice, and then you say, okay, I got an issue of copyright, and the lawyer will actually issue the takedown request, give it to YouTube, and then YouTube will legally take down the video and permanently issue a copyright strike. The system they have in place is a joke. It doesn't even work. It's a complete, I don't even know why it exists, quite frankly. Okay. All right, guys. So yeah, we didn't get to the Steam year in review. We'll save it. We'll save it for Sunday. That's fine. We always got another good topic to talk about in the future. I'm down for that. So we'll do it on Sunday. And thanks for watching the Level 1 podcast. I appreciate you all. I hope that you had a good one. So remember, I will not be here tomorrow. It's my day off, where I'll be running around doing a million errands, but my last minute shopping for, Christmas dinners and stuff like that. But it's very, very merry. I hope that you have a very merry weekend. All right, I really do. And thank you for watching. Be safe, be festive, have fun, and I will join you all on Sunday. And thank you so very much. See you all later. Bye-bye.